So guys, I want to take you through the process of how I shaded this beautiful, amazing, awesome artwork I created for a client that was commissioned. So just step right in, watch, learn, create, have fun. So let's go into the video, right? Okay, so the first process, I'm actually using my fixative to fix the sketch outline, right? I didn't record the sketching process, but then why am I doing this? So while shading, the line, they don't fade away or they don't hide due to my shading process. So here I'm creating my first layer with the gray charcoal powder, right? Just giving it that first layer, because here I learned from a mentor that there's no white place in your drawing. There's no place that is as white as your paper, except let's say sometimes water splash or in some cases like crystals. But here I am sure that there's no place as white as my paper in this drawing. So I'm just giving it that first layer, right? And why I'm doing this, why I'm doing this I'm doing this so it's more of a mapping process. It helps me in my drawing process. So after this layer, I'm going to be bringing out the highlight. So now I'm currently bringing out the highlight. I'm using my eraser now to go over the first layer and bring out the highlights, right? What are the highlights? The lightest part of my drawings, the place I know that, okay, this place are light. I'm not saying they are white, but they are light, right? So I'm bringing out those highlights. And one thing this thing does for me is that it just helps me understand what I'm doing, you know. Yeah, so I now know the places I'm going to be working lightly on and the place I'm going to be working, see, darkly. Just joking though, but basically I'm going to be adding more tones to go darker. Yeah, so that's the next step. So now I'm going to be using my charcoal. This is the black charcoal block. This is what I'm going to be using for my shading of the next layer. So I'm going to be using this to go to the darkest areas. Yeah, what did I say? Darkest areas, right? So we did the lightest areas first, then now the darkest areas. So we're going to be going to the darkest areas now. So let's see how it goes. So right now I'm using my charcoal pen to now to go to some of the areas in the beard, and now I'm using the brush to go over the nose, because under the nose there's a shadow there, right? So this particular process, it's quite important and fun, so you have to be patient about it, right? Take your time. So now let's speed up the process. Okay, so now we are moving into the shading, right? We've discovered the lightest areas and the darkest areas, so now we're going to the mid-tones, and this part is quite fun and you have to take your time as well, right? I'm using my light gray charcoal for this particular process, and you can see I'm just dropping swatches of charcoals in the areas where I know, okay, these areas are going to be very dark, so let me just start lighter with the shading. Then see, I'm using the big brush there so I can cover large areas. You get, I'm covering large areas with a bigger brush. This actually makes it work faster and better. It also depends on the kind of paper you're using, you know, I would say the kind of brush you're using as well. Yeah, so remember to just be patient with this process, and remember the principle. We are going from light to dark. We're not just going all dark, we are building it like carpenters. Yeah, just enjoy the process, refine it, change some things if you need to, focus on your reference if you're working with reference, right? And keep enjoying the process. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is that I'm now building the tones, right? To my students I explain it's just as though you're building a house, right? You're starting from the foundation up till the building is completed. So we are laying down the foundational tones, right, from the lightest to the darkest. First of all, identified our highlights, went to the darkest areas, and now moving to the mid-tones. And from the mid-tones we are just matching it up, you know, you're just molding that thing up to just make it look realistic and touchable. You know, without this understanding of tonal values, your works won't really appear so good. All right, if you have this basic understanding on how to shade, it's okay. Yeah, it is. So here I'm just adding the tones, just making it darker. As I said, we're building layers, right? Yeah, so we keep building the layers. So right, you have to clean the background as well. You know, as you're drawing, especially while using charcoal, there are some smudges around the paper. You have to clean it during your process, right? And also in going darker, If it's not going darker with just your brush and your charcoal powder, I would advise you use your charcoal pencil as well, the soft charcoal pencil. So when you use your soft charcoal pencil, it makes your work faster. So now let's go to the heart. I didn't record so much on this, but you know, the heart was fun. I just created the outlines first, the lines and the patterns. Yeah, that's the word, the patterns. After creating the patterns, then the same method we used to draw the face, I'm using the same method here, just adding tones upon the patterns. All right. Okay, now I'm just touching some other areas just to make it darker and smoother. So now let's shade the cap. I said hard before. Well, yeah, so I'm just adding some tones there, adding some charcoal powder just to make it more realistic. Still following the same method I used before for the face, identifying the light, identifying the darks, and now building the dark areas and the light areas just gently. This is actually a sped up process, so if I don't draw like this, yeah, this is how I draw, just gently. So you have to be patient about this. You have to take your time and also I would advise you develop the eyes of an artist so you see things the way they really are. So now I'm fixing the work, just making it stay. yeah, making it more durable and so it could last longer without smudging. So I want to thank God for the opportunity to be able to do this, and I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you learned something, hope you had fun. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Right, the entire process of this drawing is recorded in a course. You can purchase that when it's out, so just stay tuned, watch. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.